Hi, this is IK. Welcome to root render. This is syntax for calling any function. Name of function and parentage. What function we call here? We call function render or method of fundamental React application root. Root is fundamental React application, and root there is a render method, root.render, and in parameter we have at first provider. It is a React element what is built in coming here from provider React Redux. Provider give us Redux. Provider connect React Redux. Without provider we have not Redux. With provider we have Redux. And provider wrap component what we scribe. APP, fundamental component in React application. Component APP is parent to component add post form and post list. When component APP start rendering, first must be rendered child's component, add post form, and after that post list. Here is our application. F12, and here is Redux part. Look at, we have post, fetch post, we have at first initial rendering. After that post, fetch post pending, and post, fetch post fulfilled. Here it is. We can see in it state post was post properties post empty array, status idle, error null. It was initial rendering. Here it is post list, post slice, initial rendering. In initial rendering we will see it because it is in post slice, and post slice is rendered here in store because it is post slice. Okay, let's get back to but I want to see console. Here is in console we see add post form rendered, post list rendered, it is child, and after that app rendered. Here is interesting what post list. Add post form there is only initial rendering because there is nothing in add post form. It is empty add post form and only have initial. There is no use effect. And when we see post list, back to here, post list, here is a post list, let's see. And first rendering, initial rendering, because this declaration of post, declaration of status, declaration of error, and use selector is a hook function who connect state from store, Redux store, from reducer, and that state is initial state, and post will be empty array. And here is a console, and we will see empty array. after initial rendering. Here we will see idle status, because idle is initial state, and the error would be null. And after initial state, initial rendering and initial state, because of use effect, a component event is component mounted, finished initial rendering. Activate that event, activate call use effect function, and parameter of that function equal status equal idle, but because of end, both sides must be one, must be true. Initial rendering, initial state is idle, status is idle, it means true, and here it is not we don't say something what is true or false. No, we start. It is a start dispatch function. Start dispatch. We call dispatch function because if this exists, and dispatch we call function, and start dispatch in fetch posts. Fetch post, and fetch post is a tanh function, and the tanh function have two dispatch, two separate dispatch. One is pending and the type of pending, dispatch action type pending, and dispatch action type fulfilled. It is of fetch post. It means we have three after that three rendering. We will see post on the screen. Initial rendering, fetch post, because of use effect, fetch post dispatch pending type action. After pending type action only change status. It is waiting what happened after asynchron get post from remote server, and pending change status in loading, and after that we have fulfilled, all is okay, asynchron, and we have and dispatch fulfilled type action, and the payload of that action is status succeed, and post is array, full array, concretely array. 3 times rendering, initial rendering, and tanh function give us 2 more rendering. Why we have 2 more? Because fetch post, tanh function, change our state, change status from idle from idle in loading, and from loading to succeeded, and change status and change post empty in empty during pending, initial empty, pending empty, and fulfilled full post. And every component in React has initial rendering, and only component would have use effect and have re-rendered, and but not always. It depends about this in square brackets. But rule is component re-rendered when state changes, after state changes. And we have here changes, tank changes status, and the tank function fetch post changes post from empty in full. Okay, let's go to see it here in console. First, post. Look at post. Post list. Post list. At first, there is a empty array. It is post. Idle status and null error. It is after initial rendering. And when we have use effect and start tank function dispatch action type pending and change status in loading. But post is still empty and error is null. And after that we have fulfilled, we have status succeeded, and we have tank send type action fulfilled. It means full array. We have post equal full array from remote server. Status changes in succeeded and error stay null. Again, initial state, initial rendering state is empty post, status idle, error null. After that, start tank function. Tank function send type pending, action type pending, send or dispatch. Post is array null, empty. Status changes in loading, and that change status in loading because array empty, not change, error not change, null. Only because of loading we have re-rendered. Again re-rendered, and third time is fulfilled, type fulfilled, tank functions dispatch fulfilled type of action, and here is a full post, post 1, post 2, and succeed, status is succeed, and error is null. Click on plus, redux. Here we see what happened. Initial, init is initial rendering, and here is post, initial, here it is. Initial post is, our state is post, object post. Properties post is empty array. Status is idle, error null. It is initial, init, initial rendering of app.js. After that, we have use effect in post list component, and activate after initial rendering. Activate use effect, and we have dispatch fetch post tank function, and that tank function fetch post first dispatch action type pending, and you see we have only changed this properties, status in loading, and because of that re-rendered second time, re-rendered post list. And after pending type action, tank function dispatch fulfilled type action. Click on fulfilled, and in fulfilled we now have post 1, post 2, complete array full of post, and status is succeeded, error is unchangeable. Here is all visible what we see on console also. Look at here. Thank you for watching this video.